Hello, my fellow Nigerian. Diezani, former Minister of Petroleum under Jonathan, says, not my property. Ex-petroleum Minister Diezani exposes owner of a recovered $52.8 million loot. Nigeria's former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Diezania'S, has clarified that she is not connected to the $52.5 million that was recently brought back to the country from the United States of America, USA. Diezania'S records that the federal government on Friday, January 10, announced the receipt of $52.88 million in recovered Galactica assets linked to the former Minister of Petroleum. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, announced the recovery during a formal signing ceremony of the asset return agreement in Abuja. Fagbemi explained that $50 million of the recovered funds will be channeled through the World Bank for the development of rural electrification projects. The remaining $2.88 million, he added, would be allocated to the International Institute of Justice to enhance the justice system and support anti-corruption initiatives. However, in a statement issued on Sunday, Diezani, who has been residing in the United Kingdom, UK, since departing from Nigeria, asserted that the funds associated with her in the media as illicit gains actually belong to Nigeria's oil entrepreneur, Kola Aluko. Finally, responding to the alleged recovery through her attorney, Mike Ezekome's son, Diezani maintained that the term Diezani loot is unfounded, as she had no involvement in the circumstances surrounding the forfeiture of the funds by its rightful owner. Expressing her stance, the former minister stated that the $52.5 million originated from a vessel that was confiscated by the American authorities from Kola Aluko, which was subsequently sold, with the proceeds returned to the Nigerian federal government. Her disavowal of ownership over the funds was detailed in an extensive press release issued on Sunday by the chambers of Mike Ezekome's son, titled "There is no such things in Diezani loot." The statement reads, "My chambers makes this intervention in the public domain as a solicitor to Diezania'S, the former Minister of Petroleum Resources. As her solicitor, we are fully versed in and conversant with her present ordeal and the entire farce surrounding her matters, both here in Nigeria and abroad. So we write from the vantage position of one that is aware of the cocktail of lies that have been spun around her cases in the last 10 years. Many of the narratives are outrightly false. Some others share outlandish speculations and most simply bizarre stories cooked up by her through these dosers to extract a Shylock's pound of flesh from her for reasons she does not know and cannot even fathom. This intervention, therefore, seeks to correct this skewed narrative and set the record straight for purposes of history. Many Nigerians often talk about wanting technocrats to be involved in governance. They desire that people with character and integrity should join politics. We agree with them. However, and regrettably too, now and again and many at times, the same people not only allow but actually join the bandwagon to mob lynch those who choose to serve the nation. And we often do this insidiously, covertly, and overtly. Even when there is no concrete or even any iota of proof that such public officers ever abused their offices or stole from public coffers. It is therefore surprising and of great concern to us to see the level of sustained vilification of an innocent Nigerian citizen who has not yet been tried and found guilty of any offence known to law by any court of law, whether in Nigeria or abroad. The person at the receiving end is citizen Diezania'S. The statement from Ozakome's office described the earlier claims about the asset recovery as misinformation and defamation. It said, "We note the concern, the recent deliberate attempt to link her with what has been described as a civil forfeiture of a yacht Galaxy car, the sale of which was said to have yielded $52.8 million to the U.S. Government, which some has since been repatriated to Nigeria. This is a clear example of the mischievous and cruel sport of tarnishing the image of the lady through a banquet consistent, persistent, and unrelenting a cocktail of falsehood and misinformation. The purveyors of this line of misinformation term it name and shame. To tell the storyline, the architects ensure they attach Diezania'S name to a recovered yacht which is not in any way linked to her. They now falsely termed it Diezania loot. Nothing of the sort ever happened. She was never involved in the purchase, use, and the sale of the same yacht. The yacht Galaxy car, from information readily available in the public domain and in open sources, was purchased by Mr. Kola Aluko, who had used the vessel until he agreed to its forfeiture to the United States of America. The yacht Galactica was neither owned nor ever used by our client, Dam, has in fact never set her eyes on the yacht. Kola Aluko is an experienced businessman who had been in business well before Diezania came into office as the Minister of Petroleum. The only tenuous basis for deliberately linking them to the said yacht is the false narrative that the strategic alliance agreements which were entered into between Kola Aluko and Jide Omokore's Atlantic Energy Companies and NNPC here were alleged corruptly awarded to the said companies by Dam. Dam was not the GMD of the NNPC and so did not and could not have awarded the said contracts. We plead and as a lawyers with all sundry that she be accorded fair hearing and that the process of this UK court proceedings be allowed to take their nature cause to avoid prejudice to her in the ongoing subjudice UK proceedings against her. My brothers and sisters, this is what we are saying. In the comment section, you are free to say your opinion concerning this Diezani, Aluko, and Zakemi, the lawyer issue of this $52.8 million. You are free to say in this comment section your opinion. Subscribe to this channel, share and love. God bless Nigeria. Thanks and God bless. Amen.